What's up, guys? Round 3. We just won a match against a mill deck, which is not something I've seen very often. Let's think about this hand real quick. One more land gives me Boggart Brute. We have 7 black sources. Any of those would give us Shambling Goblin. The conclusion's a little awkward, but I do have Fiery Impulse, and I think Molten Vortex isn't going to be very good right now, but I'll keep this hand and see where it goes. I don't know what to expect from my opponent, so the Fiery Impulse makes me feel just a little secure. Got another blue deck. We draw a mountain. Okay, so we have access to Boggart Brute on turn 3. Oh, no. Stop. Oh, I should have... Well, yeah, I could have played Molten Vortex there. Oh, bad draw. We don't have any swamps. I'm going to still just hold up Impulse, and then if he goes to play like another Timber Pack, I'll kill it in response. And again, I could have played Vortex there. I'm already off to an awkward start here. I'm wondering if I just take 2 or see what my opponent plays next. I'll wait. Of course. So, we took 2 there for no particular reason. Water Courser is an annoying card. Alright, an extra Boggart Brute. We should have a Molten Vortex on the field right now, which wouldn't be too helpful, but it should be there. This first Boggart Brute means if my opponent wants to try and trade Water Courser, I'm okay with that. Wild Instincts might just get us here, though. Somberwald. So that means I'm not blocking. If I block, you become a 3/4. Yeah, so you just get in for 2. Somberwald's pretty good. We don't actually have another land. We could do Vortex plus keep up Conclusion because Somberwald Alpha kind of needs to die. Or we could just play another Boggart Brute. I like attacking him back and playing another Brute. Figures I didn't draw a land there, and I don't have any more black sources. Or I don't have any black sources. Yeah, second Brute. If he attacks with Somberwald, I'll go for a trade. These green decks, I feel like we saw a lot of Wild Instincts, so I know it's coming at some point. Or Rock Smaller. Decks like mine, you really need to hit your lands early so you can get your things on board, because if you fall behind against a deck like this, wow, that's going to be really bad for us. Really bad for us, because we're just going to draw that Brute again. Alright, my opponent does have 1 card left in hand, though. Gets in for 5 damage this turn, puts us at 11. And we're drawing a Brute. I like just playing Brute here. And just leaving back some blockers. See what my opponent's last card is. Or, well, he has 2 now. 1's a land. Don't want to see something big. Alright, well, there's some sort of trick. We're going to go for just a block here. He becomes a 4/3. He can put trample on it. Okay. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage coming in potentially. Thought that was coming. Alright, opponent's got us good. So, here's some options. I really want this swamp. Now we could hold up Conclusion to kill off Watercourser and play Molten Vortex and discard this swamp to kill Timberpack. Or we could play this swamp and we draw another swamp. We have the Gilt-Leaf Winnower, which will get us back in the game. The way I've got it planned out right now, we don't have a follow-up play, so I think best thing I can do is just get this Fire Fiend Elemental down, and then I'll have to do blocks. Jiraga's Invocation just completely wrecks us though. And then we're hoping to draw a swamp next turn to play this Gilt-Leaf Winnower. Or any land, really. Worth noting, my opponent does have multiple Timber Packs. Yep. So currently we're trading both. Next turn I do have Shambling Goblin plus Fiery Conclusion. So if he wants to like Titanic Growth to save one of these, that's fine. But if he has a pump spell, I die to it, so I need to block here. And I would like to see anything that has less than 6 toughness. Nope, my opponent passes. So I'm going to go Molten Vortex. I think my opponent's just reading it. I doubt he's packing counter spells here. Just doesn't seem like the type of deck. All I've seen, he's got a pretty good deck so far. It's just decent creatures plus anchor, so a lot of tempo plays. And now, I guess I play this land, honestly, because I have Fiery Impulse. Let's go and get Shambling Ghoul down, so maybe we can start actually doing something. And I think holding up the Fiery Conclusion is better than just bagging that land. It is worth noting we have a 7-drop in our deck, so if we draw it, we want to block with it. Let's see what our opponent's getting in his hand. If he hits a creature, which I'm sure he will. Alright, he shows his Wild Instincts on top. So he could go for a win next turn. Alright, I will hold up Molten Vortex with this Evolving Wilds. And then we also have Fiery Conclusion in case he wants to, like, try to blow us out. So we'll see if my opponent takes the initiative. We know he has Wild Instincts and one other card in his hand. I want to see him go for the Instincts here. He knows he can't do it, right? Yeah, I imagine he has something like Titanic Growth, so we're gonna go for the 2 damage here. And then if he responds, we're gonna Fiery Conclusion his guy. Nope, that just happens. Weird. Maybe he was just betting I didn't have a land in hand since I played one last turn. We can play Angel's Tomb. It means any creature we play now, we can keep back as a blocker and still get in damage with the Tomb. People, again, I'll talk about Angel's Tomb. People say they don't like it. They say it's not good. I think it's fine in this format where you want to be constantly playing creatures, and basically it turns all of your creatures into an additional lightning strike. It has the same problem as Read the Bones, though, where sometimes you can't really afford to take off turn 3. Now here, I'm going to go Sword of the Animist. I am going to equip. I don't think I'm dead to any hasty creatures, except Gaia's Revenge, which I'm just dead to anyway. Equip and fetch out my other swamp. That means I don't have Fiery Impulse available, though. Or I don't have Fiery Conclusion available in case something bad happens, but anything I think he can play that just kills me, I think is going to kill me regardless of whether or not I have Fiery Conclusion. Guy's Revenge just wrecks us, but he would have played it there. Alright, let's go get a Swamp. And then we have Gilt Leaf Winnower. Absolutely, sir. And we are on the offensive now. Our opponent almost got us dead. Oh, what are we going to see? Hydrolash. Okay, so he's drawing a card. That's okay. He takes 1, but he just cantrips the Hydrolash. I do feel good about having the Gilt Leaf. Let's see something that dies to it, though. Yes, yes, perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. This is not going to work well for my opponent. He's probably going to be pretty upset. Lightning Javelin's good draw, too. So, we get in with Angel's Tomb as well this turn. Uh-huh. That Vastwood Gorger a couple turns earlier probably would have meant we're dead. Yep. Get in for 7 damage here. And 4, 5, 6. No. I will go fetch a land with Sword because it means any land I'll have 7 mana, and any land I draw gives me access to the or it means I'll have enough mana to play my Majoring Responder if I draw it, and then I don't have to play any more lands from my deck. So let's just grab a Mountain. My opponent's taking 6 here, and then if they just have nothing, they're dead on the kickback. They're not dead quite yet. Wow. Okay, I'm surprised we actually won that game, but good sequencing of cards. Let's see. We're on the draw again. Chandra's Fury. I didn't see a lot that dies to that. Titan Strength could be okay. Bonded Construct. I think I want for like the Timber packs. What's not so good? My opponent has cards like Anchor. I think I'm going to lose the Call of the Full Moon, and then if I'm on the play in Game 3, I'll replay it. I'm just going to ship like this. Get one more creature down that can block something like a Timber Pack, and submit. Go into Game 2 of Match 2. And just waiting on my opponent's submission here. Despite some pretty awkward draws and mana light opening hands and mulligans, we've managed to pull out wins so far, so let's see if we can get this last one, if we ever actually go to the game. How much time do you get for sideboarding? Is my opponent just very indecisive about how they're sideboarding right now. Okay, there we go. Alright, Tim Howes. Let's see what you got. He's got a pretty good, just solid creature deck. All I saw was good creatures and good removal. Let's see. Alright, Construct is an early blocker. Turn 3, Read the Bones. Could be disastrous depending on how our opponent curves. And Hellhound on turn 4. I think this is keepable. It's not ideal. We are on the draw. We do have a turn 1 blocker. It's not bad, though. Certainly not bad. If we're not doing anything turn 2, we can do Evolving Wilds then. So let's go ahead and get Construct down. And I imagine we'll see a 2-drop. And I imagine that 2-drop will be a Timber Pack. Yep. Now, if he plays Timber Pack number 2, we're dead. I was hoping to draw Fiery Impulse there. Let's not see Timber Pack number 2. Let's not see it. Do you attack? He does not attack. Let's not forget 2 Evolving Wilds. I almost passed. We will get a Swamp, so we'll have our 2 Swamps. We will draw Mage Ring Responder. And I think right now we just want the board presence over Read the Bones. So we will go ahead and play Boggart Brute. And we'll ship it back. I feel like my opponent can't do much about Mage Ring Responder. That's not true. He has cards like Anchor and probably a Void Mage. Instincts, kind of saw that coming. I take 4 here. No, he doesn't attack. So he just trades Instincts for Boggart Brute. That's not the worst that can happen, especially considering I have this Blazing Hellhound in hand. Here's that Synergy I was talking about. Maybe it'll happen. I'm thinking it's probably best just to play the Hellhound here. I really would actually like to have a hasty Mage Ring Responder. Let's see if he has another similar play. My opponent not curving into creatures this time. No additional 2 or 3 drops. See if he has his 5th land. Yep, he does have land number 5. And that's all we see from him. Shambling Ghoul. Okay, so this turn, I like Read the Bones first. This is awkward. We want to tap the mountain because we have another mountain in hand. So let's go for Read the Bones. I do want the land. 1, 2, 3. I bet we could ship the land though and get another one. I do like the Boggart Brute as well. I'm just going to keep both of these on top. I would like to get to 7 lands. I will take extra creatures. If I attack and he trades a trick for my Hellhound, that's fine. The more tricks I can get out of him, the better my Mage Ring Responder is going to be. I can attack with the Construct as well. And if he trades there, that's even better. And if he just doesn't block, he takes 6. Alright. We already played a land, so let's go with our Shambling Ghoul. And we'll see what our opponent has. Probably something like Vastwood Gorge or a big 6-drop or something like that. Which we can beat in a couple turns if we draw our land. If we draw our 7th land. Next turn I have Boggart Brute plus Thopter Engineer, which seems pretty good. And then we can curve into a hasty 7/7 that blows up an opponent's creature. and gets in for 7 damage. Stratus Walk to draw an extra card is good news for us. Very good news for us. It means our opponent doesn't have a big, huge creature. It means our opponent's desperate to draw probably his 6th land, which he drew, or had. Watercourser. Okay. Leaving up the mana on Watercourser as well. Attacking with the Timber Pack, that's unexpected. I can't do anything about that. Is it worth playing Sword? So if I play Sword and equip, I can get that 7th land. Or I could just do, I like just the Thopter Engineer. Plus Brute. And he gave my Construct flying, so Construct's definitely getting in. And the Thopter has haste as well. And if I just draw a land, this is going to be sick. Let's see. Attacks are going to be with Construct, Thopter, and Ghoul. I could attack with both of these. Let's see. Right now I'm getting in for 3 to put him to 11. If I attack with both of these, he probably trades Watercourser for that. That brings him down to 9. And then if we draw our land, we blow up a guy, he can't. I think I'm okay losing my Hellhound here. I don't love it, because we can use Hellhound to kind of ping off a little bit of damage. Opponent's at 9. We have a much better board state. If we can't Mage Ring Responder, we can at least Sword next turn. Boggart Brute's evasive, Thopter and Bonded Construct are evasive, and our opponent ships it to us. So he did not get the dream of a hasty 7/7 that blows up your creature. But, wow, our opponent's deck was super scary, and then I guess they just didn't have the answers there, unfortunately for them. But there you go, technically 3-0, even though we only played 2 matches. Sorry there's not a 3rd match, but deck turned out pretty good when it drew lands. Also worth noting that our 2nd match was Mill. That's something I haven't seen yet. Things like Return Centaur, Talon of the Telepath, and Dreadwater to try your mill the opponent out. Not something I would advise doing. If you're going to try to mill someone, go with the Sphinx's Tutelage plan. Otherwise, I appreciate everyone watching. Got to try out a few things we haven't tried out before. Got to try out a lot of things we have tried out, since it seems like I end up in red a lot. I think of the 5 drafts, including this one, all of them have been a red except for 1. So that just shows you how good red is. I don't know. It started off as an awkward draft, turned into a decent one, and it played out pretty well. So there you go. I'm done talking. Thank you guys for watching. Maybe next time I'll do a Rise of the Eldrazi draft, but I'll see if there's any demand for it first. So let me know in the comments below if you want to see that, and maybe I can hook that up. At any rate, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.